What's up, Lee Tribe? Welcome to the POD Quarantine Edition. You guys, I can't believe that we're going through this. It's unreal. It really is unreal. And I pray that you guys are safe, healthy, your families are safe and healthy. And I pray that you guys are staying at home. I can't believe how many people are ignoring the warnings at this level. Now, February, we were kind of like, even though we should have known even before then, but now people are still like hanging out and having parties. It's just, anyway, let me not preach. So today, you guys, I want to talk about the state of print on demand. As a lot of you guys know, Merch by Amazon is temporarily shut down, and with good reason. I think it was the right move. They wanted to focus their efforts on COVID-19, and yeah, they had to do what they had to do. It makes total sense. I'm also going to be sharing with you guys another way to sell t-shirts on Amazon. If you can't wait for Merch by Amazon to come back, maybe you were, fully dependent on that income and you need to get something moving now. I'm also going to share with you guys some other keywords that are hot right now that you could possibly use on other print on demand sites because they are still open. I'm still earning every day pretty much. And I'm going to share with you guys, I'm going to show you my account for proof. Not to brag, but just for credibility's sake, and just share with you guys some things that I did leading up to this that I believed helped me during this downturn. Because let's just be real, the demand for a lot of these products that we're selling is going to be low right now, but people are still buying things. So I'm going to be sharing with you some tips on that. But before I get into this, I want to first start off by talking about FBM, which is fulfillment by merchant. So this is another way to sell shirts on Amazon without using Amazon's fulfillment. FBA right now is focusing their efforts on COVID-19. So they're not prioritizing things like t-shirts. So even though you might be seeing shirts selling with FBA, my assumption, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, my assumption is that those t-shirts were already out there. So they're not allowing new shipments, but they're allowing people to sell what's already in their inventory. That's my guess. That's why you still see FBA shirts. So FBM, fulfillment by merchant, that means you are fully responsible for everything. So you would print the shirt. Let's say you had a Cricut machine or a Silhouette machine, or you knew somebody that could print shirts. They would print them, you would package them up, and then you would ship them yourself. So it's a bit more manual, but you would still have full control over your business, unlike those of us that are in Merch by Amazon or print on demand in general. Now, some people have asked me, do I regret not using a different fulfillment model now that we're in this state? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I have no intentions of changing anything. I don't care how long this lasts. I'm just being real. I got into this for the creativity. I got into this for the teaching aspect of it. I like to teach it. And I like the convenience of print on demand. I never had a dream to have a t-shirt business at that level where I'm doing the shipping and printing. That was never my goal, to have a business like that. So no, I'm not, but I can totally understand why some people, especially if you were relying heavily on merch income, I could see why maybe you might decide to do that. But just understand that overall demand for this type of spending is going to be low during this crisis. So you also have to consider that. However, there are some keywords that are still moving. And the first one you're going to see is going to be pretty obvious: nurse shirts. So anybody that's on the front line, as you can see by looking at the, I was going to say the POD, the BSR, 18,000, 5,000, these shirts are selling like hotcakes right now. People are buying gifts for nurses because they're appreciating them. So I would imagine these are probably going out for birthday gifts, maybe just because gifts, because we appreciate nurses and people on the front lines right now. Now, the tricky part of this is I saw some shirts that referenced the social distancing measures that we have in place right now. And a lot of companies are putting policies into place where they don't want you profiting from this crisis, COVID-19. So you should not be using COVID-19 in any of your titles, your designs, your listings. Now, some people have asked me, what about saying social distancing or staying at home or quarantine? Are those okay? That's a gray area, you guys. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to say yes or no. I'm going to let you decide on whether you're going to do that. I'm personally not going to do that, but that's up to you. But there are some social distancing and quarantine shirts that are selling really, really well. So It's up to you. But I did see a t-shirt. It was a nurse shirt yesterday, and it hadn't sold anything, and it said, "I can't stay at home. I'm a nurse." Now, it didn't mention COVID-19, but it was still referencing the situation. And then the shirt was just gone. And I've noticed I'm seeing a lot of shirts that were referencing staying at home with nursing are now gone. And so it could be that Amazon is yanking those. So just be careful when you're trying to play with these words that are related to the COVID-19. Not only is it a moral issue, profiting from this situation, but it's just a tricky subject. It's a tricky subject. So if you want to make gift t-shirts for nurses and things that talk about how strong and powerful and heroic nurses are, I feel like that's fine. Or doctors or anybody that's on the front line. That's one thing, because people are going to be buying gifts for these people for their birthdays or appreciation gifts. I think that's okay. But just be careful when you're targeting like COVID-19 related terms. Another keyword that's hot. Keywords related to Jesus, faith, Christianity. A lot of people are relying on their faith, and so you see demand for Christianity, faith shirts, Jesus shirts higher than I personally ever seen. And so this is something that you might want to consider. Introvert shirts. Now, this kind of goes along with the social distancing and quarantine stuff. I would not make an introvert shirt that says anything about what's going on with COVID-19, but a generic introvert shirt would be fine, I would think. And notice the introvert shirts that are here that don't mention anything about the pandemic or social distancing or isolation, they're still doing well. So those of you guys that aren't familiar with selling on Amazon, they have a metric that they release called the BSR, bestseller ranking. And the lower the number, the more the product is selling. And I'm using a plugin called the DS Amazon Quick View extension. I have the premium version. You don't need the premium version, but I'm using that one. And that's what shows this number in front of the shirt. Now, it used to show it below the shirt. I'm not really liking how it covers up the shirt like this, but seems to be a new update. But if you notice, guys, I have never seen introvert shirts moving like this. And I used to play in this space because I'm an introvert. I like my space. Right? And so I used to try to sell in this space on Spreadshirt many years ago, and I didn't have any success with it. But as you can see, because of the pandemic and a lot of people sort of making light of the fact, I'm an introvert, this social distancing thing is nothing for me, these kinds of shirts are selling, even if you don't mention social distancing and quarantine. So another keyword that you might want to consider, even on other platforms as well, because if they're moving on Amazon, they're probably moving on other platforms too. Now, here's a keyword that I think is going to be huge. I have a feeling in May, we're still going to be on lockdown. Maybe we'll be slowly coming out of it, but Mother's Day is still going to be a high gift giving season like it always is. Maybe even more, because people are going to appreciate their moms even more after not being able to see them and all that stuff. So I predict that the mom nurse space is going to go bonkers for Mother's Day. You know how I'm a big fan of taking two keywords and combining them together. Now, the mom nurse keyword is not a new thing. People have been doing this for years, but I think there's going to be a huge demand for this. And in fact, I think for Q4, all the people that are on the front line, the nurses, the doctors, the ambulance drivers, the paramedics, I think there's going to be such a huge demand for all of those keywords throughout the year. And especially for Q4 when we start buying gifts for people for Christmas. But the mom nurse shirt for May, I think that's going to be huge. So wherever you're uploading to, get some nice designs out there for that keyword, because people are going to be, I believe, snatching products up with that combo, moms and nurses, Mother's Day. Don't forget that. Now, I wanted to take you guys inside one of my several niche shops that I have on RedBubble. A lot of people have asked me about where's the best place to sell, and I don't think there is a such thing. I know people that are killing it on Cafe Press, and I can't sell anything there, right? So I don't think it's about what place is best. It's about testing and figuring out what keywords sell best where. So it's not that one is necessarily better than the other. I know people that love Zazzle, and I can barely sell anything on Zazzle. So don't focus so much on what's best. They're all best if you can figure out what sells where. But I wanted to show you guys, this is one of my niche accounts on RedBubble. And I am a big fan of creating niche accounts when you do print on demand. So that means everything in your account targets one audience. That's it. One audience. You're not having an account where you have a dog shirt, a cat shirt, a fishing shirt, a gardening shirt, all on one account. Because the problem with that is you might get some sales and you might get some followers. But when you get followers, you don't really know which design they followed you for. And so they're not as engaged. And so as you continually add content, you don't really know what people are following you for. So when you have everything centered around one audience, you know that the people that follow you are interested in pretty much everything that you post. And for me, you guys, I have done a ton of testing with print on demand. I have so many different accounts all over the internet. And my accounts that have the niches that are focused around one audience, they always do best. I am not a fan of having a hodgepodge account. I used to do that when I first started with POD. In fact, one of my RedBubble accounts is like that. And I'm lucky to get 3 sales a month with that account versus the one you're looking at here where I have multiple sales daily and I'm still getting multiple sales daily. And people say that people only buy stickers on RedBubble. That's not true. I'm seeing there's a t-shirt, there's a zipper pouch, there's a greeting card, there's another zipper pouch. I had never sold a zipper pouch until March. Yes, lots of stickers, classic t-shirt, classic t-shirt, classic t-shirt, canvas print. But look, you guys, March 21st, this was during the pandemic. This was during the pandemic. And this was still, these things are still, I can't even talk. These are still selling. So this is an account I created about 2.5 years ago. It's a niche account, targets one specific audience. I found it on Amazon after selling on there first. And I've uploaded probably 250 designs at this point, but I consistently uploaded for 2.5 years and I'm still uploading today. Like I said, that keeps me sane creating. I have to create. That helps my mental state throughout all this that's going on. But I think by constantly uploading month after month, consistently promoting things on Pinterest, I have tens of thousands of links out there on Pinterest. So that has given me more exposure and it's allowed me to continually sell, even though there is a downturn in demand for a lot of these products that we're selling. And so I have several accounts that are still moving on various print on demand sites because I've used this strategy. And what people need to realize about this strategy, this is a business strategy. This is not a print on demand strategy. A lot of people will tell you if you want to start a website to pick a niche to focus on because you'll have a better chance of attracting an engaged following. See, the more focused your content is, typically the better engagement you're going to get. And that's exactly what I've done with POD. That's a business strategy that everybody can use no matter what kind of business you're starting. The money is in the niches, you guys. The money's in the niches. And like I said, I am not sharing this with you guys just to brag, but I have had people that have said, and let me move my mouse so people can see that this is an actual live look. I have had people say that my screenshots were fake in some of my comments. And so this would be very difficult to fake with me running my mouse over here like this in my RedBubble account. But I've obviously hidden the order numbers and the titles for obvious reasons for competition's sake. But the money's in the niches, you guys. I know it's tempting to target so many different people because you feel like you've run out of ideas for this one particular audience. But I do believe that you'll fare much better when you target one specific audience. 100 followers from a very, very niche shop is much more valuable than 10,000 followers to a hodgepodge shop. Because if you have 10,000 followers and you have a hodgepodge shop, you have no idea why these people even followed you. And many of them probably aren't even going to see your updates because they're not engaged because you're uploading stuff that's not interesting to them. Niche, niche, niche. The money's in the niches. Anyway, you guys, I hope this video has been helpful. Again, I hope you guys are doing well emotionally, mentally, health-wise. Please leave me comments and let me know if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions and leave suggestions for videos that you want, because to be truthful, I'm still unsure of what kind of content to put out. I feel like a lot of people are probably not going to be interested in print on demand right now, especially if they don't have established accounts yet. So I'm kind of struggling with what to put out. So let me know and I will talk to you soon.